Welcome to episode 163 of Watch and Complain. Today on the show, we are discussing the amazing Netflix hit Troll.
We should,
Is it
when we
Norwegian?
get to 169, Norwegian movie, yeah. When we get to 169, we should call it I-69. Watch us fuck and or suck on Twitch. Oh.
That goes back.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago. But yeah, I had a ball. I really enjoyed this movie. I did.
I was worried that you were going to complain the whole fucking way through.
A movie from 2010, a Norwegian movie called Troll Hunter. That is almost, I thought, as I started watching this movie.
Like the prequel?
I thought it was a prequel.
Is it based on the grandpa? Or
The
father?
dad. I thought it was fucking based on the fucking dad.
Maybe it is.
And it is a better movie. This movie was super fun. Troll Hunter is a better movie from 2010. So if you enjoyed Troll.
In CG?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's CG. It's fucking great. If you enjoyed this Netflix movie Troll, go find Troll Hunter from 2010. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, before we get into the plot, it was surprisingly well done.
And I'll tell you why I thought it was well done as we're going through the plot.
And we tend to like these any international hit that ends up being like way better than like an NBC show that would end up being like or 10 times as much to make.
Its American would-be counterpart. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like put this against any of the American Netflix movies that have come out.
There is a clear as this movie starts and you start seeing the troll and whatnot, there is a clear comparison to a Western series of films. I was so as I was watching this, I'm like,
I thought you'd be like, get away from that, do your own. But I loved the little.
But I'm like, this is so much better than, and I'll talk about them, than those other films made recently and still won't go away because they just had a fucking new trailer for one of these fucking shitbox movies come out.
I thought you were talking about Jurassic Park.
Oh, no.
There was an homage to that.
Yeah, but no, there's, in my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong, so because you're the expert on those shit movies, but we'll discuss that as we get into the program, Philip. Did your mother call you Philip when she was mad at you? I think I asked you this before, but I don't remember. I'm not really listening most of the time.
Maybe that's why I don't like being called Philip.
Oh, because your mother would yell at you and call you Philip?
Because people would, in general. Just the people with the pitchforks. Go away, Philip!
Like you're a troll?
Yeah. Stay away from my daughter!
Why would a troll be
What accent was that? I don't know.
In Norwegian. Now, you were of course watching it with
fucking dubs. If you have a daughter, do you want a troll like me going near?
Were you watching it with dubs?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I can't believe you watch this shit when there's a gorgeous language, like this Norwegian language, and you watch it with fucking dubs.
Honestly, the only reading I have to do throughout the week is during this podcast. I just turn off my brain at any other time.
I can tell. That was a good fucking joke. Put that into your fucking notes and read it.
I can okay. After you ready? You good now?
Yes, I'll stop laughing at you. But as soon as you make a mistake, because you know what's going to happen, I'm going to start laughing again.
Then I won't.
I'll stand here in silence.
Let me read the whole thing. Wait
Just
until
run the movie
one thing
us.
happens. After the death of several protesters in the mountains of Dover.
Dover, yeah. I got Dover.
I'm going to say Dover.
Dover, yeah.
The Norwegian government seeks the help of a paleontologist, Nora Tiedemann, who teams up with the Prime Minister's advisor, Andres, and Norwegian, military soldier, Chris.
Now, right out of the gate. Chris. Yeah.
Captain Chris.
I like it. Yeah, Captain Chris. Oh, we're on first names or last names now? Right out of the gate. First thing you see, and yes, I'm sorry, woke and women power and all that nonsense. Right out of the gate, female prime minister, female protagonist. I'm like, awesome.
Yes, but you know the Norwegian countries have like two female prime ministers.
Yeah, that's right. But it was so the majority of this movie for me was so refreshing until it gets into its really weak second and third act. Third act really picks up, but then I legit fell asleep for about 20 minutes of this movie and didn't rewind.
Yeah.
But because that second act just falls apart. But whatever. Point is, it was so refreshing to see a military operation
Yeah.
that was not a bunch of gung-ho douchebag assholes.
They were gung-ho military.
But it wasn't, "Yeah, let's fucking go,
And
bro!"
they were gung-ho military, let's kill things.
But it wasn't, okay. The comparison that I'm going to make, I'm just going to now, is Transformers. This is when you're watching this, you can see an intelligent, a pseudo-realistic way to do a Transformers movie. You could see it in the DNA of this movie, and this movie does it entirely correctly. And then you can see the exact points where Michael Bay and his shit show of Transformers movies just fall right the fuck apart. And this movie, it didn't do it. It did fall apart in the second act. I got to admit that when it gets to the fucking bomb and all that bullshit, it was stupid. But I loved seeing a female at the top who's like, and it's not a bunch of squabbling. It's a bunch of disagreements. And she's like, look, that's clearly a fucking footprint. Why does nobody else fucking see it? And the one guy's like, oh, footprint. But it was never like, I want the woman out of here. That woman shouldn't be part of it. Like, you know what I mean? None of that fucking bullshit that you would see in these stupid Transformers movies. It was intelligent. The way these people argue was intelligent.
It's like they have a Jurassic Park fetish because it's like, okay, something happens, and then let's call the paleontologist. Would you really call a paleontologist?
No.
No. But helicopter comes down, grabs the paleontologist from the dig site, brings them to the thing.
But what I do like
Same thing, Jurassic Park.
But what I do like is she's like, you know, I'm a paleontologist, right? Like the whole time she's like, what the fuck do you guys want me here for? I did like that. That again, there was little spots where if I was put in that situation, I would be like I love when she went because it's clearly a fucking footprint.
Yeah.
And I was glad that she looks at all of them. She's like, are you guys all fucking blind? You can clearly see that's a footprint. I was like, that's right.
No, it's gas pockets.
Gas pockets. And then she's like, what does she call him? She's like, fucking gas pockets guy over here. Yeah. But that's exactly what...
That's what they called me in college.
That's exactly what a sane person would say. Those are clearly goddamn footprints, right? Like, I'm not fucking stupid.
The three seek assistance from Nora's folklore...
folklore. Yep.
Folklore...
That's where she lives, her folklore.
...expert father, Tobias.
Yeah.
Who in the past lost his job for his belief in the existence of mythical creatures such as trolls.
This is where I really liked something that happens here that you would not see, again, in a Western movie. From this guy's point of view, Christianity is the bad guy, but not because of not
because you're religious.
Yeah, not because of religion, but because Christianity came in and said that trolls are fucking dark, which is total bullshit, and trolls are bad and stupid and stuff. And he's like,
and also because they came and took over everything.
Yep. And he said the Christianity
in an improper method.
And this is where I'm gonna pull a Phil and not be able to pronounce it. The Christianization,
that's cool.
He effectively says of
Norwegian,
of Norway, I think. Or wherever, he says it in such a strange way that. But I like how they don't. You could never say that in a Western film. You would never be able to say, unless the movie's point was Christianity's the bad guy. Because it's not a throwaway line, but it was just the opinion of this character who says, Christianity's to blame for getting rid of fucking trolls, and you people should treat them like they're fucking real because they're fucking real.
Other things, yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. You could see the tropes that it was going through. It was just treated differently. And in my opinion, was treated
brilliantly.
I can't stand those Transformers movies. I can't stand that you're going to make me watch this new one, fucking
Beast Wars,
Transformers, the Beast Wars, and there's monkeys too.
I'm quite interested in it. I'm hoping they don't fail hard on it, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I don't have like a high bar for them. Like I think I want a high bar, but based off their previous movies, I hate the previous movies too.
Awful. And this is,
There's one good movie in the bunch. I think Bumblebee was all right.
I think I was so turned
probably
off by
didn't
all the
watch
others
it.
that I was watching it negatively. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like watching it is like, fuck
Oh,
this.
you never.
Can you believe it?
It's like
But-
you going into an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, that'll never happen. Speaking of things that you'll never see happen in this fucking stupid podcast that we do, we'll never review an Adam Sandler
If
movie.
he is
Ever.
cast in a Marvel movie, you're gonna have to.
I'll watch it with, I'll have earplugs in. I'll
Every
turn on
time
the
he comes
subtitles,
on,
and I'll just fucking
Tell you
plug
what,
my
we're gonna
ears.
go to the theater. I want to see your expression. The group determines a troll is responsible for the death of the protesters and ought to stop both the creature from wreaking. What the hell kind of work?
So they go and they find the troll, and the father is like, this was a smart idea. Because the father shows up and he's looking at the map and he's looking around him. He's looking at the map. He's like, this topology is wrong. He goes, look at this. He goes, it doesn't look like this. And as him and his daughter are fucking talking, you see the eye open behind them. That was fucking great.
When they came up to this area, it's probably your neighbors going, "Shut the fuck up!
No one cares about fucking Norwegian trolls.
I saw a troll. It's good."
Transformers is awesome.
When they came up to this clearing,
Mm-hmm.
and you see the boulder there, it was obvious it was like a creature.
I still like
A
how they
humanoid
did it.
type.
I love how he's like, look at the topology. And look at it. He's like, no, this is wrong.
I
And
just
then the
I just
shot. I loved it. I thought it was great.
they should have shot it more cleverly and
No, see, because
like
what would
you,
happen?
You saw clearly it was a thing laying down.
What would happen in your stupid Transformers universe is he'd be like, something's not right. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. And all this music, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. And all these fucking shots of looking up, and all these shots of looking down, and then they pull in, and there's tink, the eye opens, and
But it wasn't a surprise.
It's not supposed to be.
But it should be.
Why?
It could just, you're right. It doesn't need the whole dramatics, but you come up to this boulder area, you don't, the outline should be like a different view where you just don't see the outline of a creature laying there. It should just be like, okay, they're looking at this boulder and like you get the general idea, oh, something's about to happen.
I liked the way they did it because it wasn't explosion in your face.
No, it was
That's a whole
nice.
other podcast.
It was
I
nicely done.
liked it. Yeah, I love the way it was done.
I
because-
just meant the lead up.
No, I liked it personally, just because it felt so anti-Transformer, big Discovery stupid action movie, like the Jurassic World garbage, where you see the Supersaurus. What's in the Jurassic? I can't remember what it's called. It's the one that they blended a whole bunch of DNA and bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Supersaurus, and then
Indominus
Chris Pratt-
Rex.
Indominus Rex. Chris Pratt's
Or-
looking around.
The Indorex.
And he sees this eye open, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And he's like, oh shit, gotta be quiet. And then it's like, running, rip apart. You're just like, come on, man, can't anything be done quietly?
Well, this does not end quietly.
But it's not a massive fucking spectacle. That's what I did not want to happen. This massive, stupid spectacle of troll, people eat them. I didn't want that, and it didn't do that, which I thought was
There's
great.
a little bit of it. The Prime Minister arranges a military operation led by Chris, and
I did like Captain Chris, just Chris.
but they completely this whoever reviewed this movie completely doesn't mention the clearing, doesn't mention some other parts.
They probably thought it sucked. None of action.
Yeah, led by Chris. Conventional weapons only annoy the troll, so they end up confronting the troll as he's walking to the city or wherever he's walking to.
Yep.
And this is what pissed me off because they are just going straight, like this would happen in real life. They would just go at it and like with military power and try to kill it.
Yep.
But instead of trying to understand this new science that they just don't
Which
understand.
is what the father is arguing for. My nose
Yeah.
is running. Which is what the father's arguing for, and I get it. But I didn't like it, but I get what the story's trying to do. Yeah. Okay,
I
we got to
do-
try Force first.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
You know,
didn't,
like
I didn't
we-
like it either because there's another part where it just doesn't make sense
Yep.
to how they're supposed to act.
But then she's like, "Well, here's the stuff that we know about fucking trolls, just that I've learned from my father's literature shit."
Or,
and they're
well,
like,
she grew up with it too.
Yeah, and they're like, nah, fuck that. That's stupid. It's not like they're gonna fucking hunt down Christians. It's not like they can smell Christian blood. Like, and because they poo poo on it. They're like, that's all
Well,
horseshit.
even she is like,
Yeah.
this is stupid.
Yeah. Yep. And I
It
like
can't
that.
be this.
And then it effectively turns out to be true, which I thought was kind of cool. But it's the same thing that they did in Troll Hunter. So I was waiting for all those tropes to come up because that's the same shit they do in fucking
Also,
Troll
they
Hunter.
completely skipped the other Jurassic Park moment, which is when a house gets
Stomped.
sideswiped. But
That was
before
good.
that, the lead up to it was boom, boom with the
And the fucking
water.
glass shaking.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just like, okay, I
that
see
was
what
fun.
you're doing here.
That was fun.
The prime minister arranges a military operation. Okay, we did that. Okay.
Maybe it was the second military option. You ever think of that?
Tobias tries communicating with the troll, but is killed. Pretty roughly, too. Honestly, if that much force hit him,
Whoa.
he would be in pieces.
Yeah. I did like, though, that I love the look of the troll, where the troll was just kind of, because it reminded me of the T-Rex in the first Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Where they're shooting the troll and it's just kind of annoyed, and then it looks down and they shoot it, just goes stomp and stomps on it. That was funny. And then he gets pissed off when it with the helicopter just swinging around with bells, he just grabs it and cracks
We'll
the
get
other one
there.
with it. That was great.
Nora's idea of attacking the monster with church bells fails spectacularly.
That was so much fun.
Which left them like, it was kind of one of those wet fart moments as well. Like, it was just like, okay, we did this. We annoyed the fucking creature. And then he pretty much King Kong'd everything.
Yeah. But I did love that he grabs the one helicopter and then goes and hits the other one with it. That was a lot of fucking fun. And there were
With
so
a
many
great
scenes in this-
reaction, too. Like,
Yeah, there were so many scenes where I was just like laughing, like that's exactly what would happen. The troll would be like, "Fuck this."
But good stuff where you could see realization and
Yeah.
like consequences for his actions, like not
How we
going,
felt bad about hitting
kid.
the dad and not yet. Oh my god, when you find out that it's going through like the Norway's Canada's Wonderland, this is fucking great. This is getting to like super fun territory because it reminds you of
which has a troll as its mascot.
which was great. But I like that was the only part of the Jurassic World movie that I was having fun with, where all hell breaks loose in the park. That I was legitimately like, all right, this is fun.
Yeah.
And when that starts happening, and then Chris Pratt goes into Chris Pratt mode, I'm like, okay, time to stop paying attention again.
International news outlets have picked up the story and broadcast it globally. This would be great if whoever owns, is it Paramount that owns Godzilla and Kong? Whoever owns Godzilla and Kong bought this and tied it into the universe because it would make perfect sense.
I think it's Warner Brothers that owns Godzilla vs. Kong.
that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be fucking great.
That would be amazing.
This troll that shows up is just like, oh shit, this is a bit above my pay grade, and leaves.
but would make sense as he's a Titan for Norway.
But you know why you couldn't have that? Because of the Christian blood angle. Because
could.
I don't think they could. I think they'd be like the way to
This was released on Netflix in America.
the
Who
way
cares?
to attract him is by hey, put out some Christian blood for him. Like no Western.
Well, that's not what they did.
But that's how they would
It just
lure him to
happened to
fight.
be there.
That's how they would lure him to fight Godzilla and King Kong.
No, they
Yes,
probably
they
just
fucking
use
would.
bells to annoy
You know
him.
what they do? They baptize King Kong, and then whenever you cut King Kong, it's Christian
We'll
blood.
get there, but we'll find another kid's skull.
Can you imagine baptizing King Kong? That'd be great.
As the troll heads
Use
to
Christ the Redeemer.
as the Fuck.
Ah, that's
As
good.
the troll heads to Norway's capital of Oslo, the prime minister orders a
Norway. What did we say? Oh, we did say Norway. Okay.
complete evacuation of the city. Nora loses her seat at the table and because they're eating Thanksgiving dinner.
Tiedemann.
Tiedemann Andreas resigns his position.
Also, what? This is another thing I liked, but I was initially kind of spending too much time trying to figure it out. What race is Andreas? He looks kind of like Mexican or East Indian.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't, but I'm like,
But he
That's-
also, you know what? He reminded me of what's his name from the IT crowd.
oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But the reason he stuck out to me was it's a whole bunch of white people, and then this one dude who's very clearly not white, and I was like, not that I'm arguing about
But
representation or whatever.
Norway is majority white.
That's
still,
what it seems.
so-
And I was like, where'd this guy come from? What's this guy's background? And I was the times where I was And there's really only one period of time where I was bored during this movie, bored enough to fall asleep. I was like, I wonder where that guy's from. I wonder what his backstory is.
Government's plan to destroy the troll with a nuclear bomb on Oslo. So they were just mad that they were doing that. And this is where like I'm like, okay, they're mad about this, but then they still want to do something different, but not to destroy Norway.
This was where it got stupid. And
Yeah.
this is where you could see, in my opinion, again, the Western influence where it's like, let's just fucking blow it up with like mega
Oslo,
bombs.
I mean.
And or destroy Oslo with mega bombs. I'm like, what? Why? Why would you do that? That's stupid.
We have to destroy it. That's their whole thing. It's the only thing we can think of that could possibly work.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is.
But it's
dumb.
like, it's science. It's a new type of science. This is what I'm talking about, ghosts. If something comes up and we don't understand it, it's a new type of science that we need to figure out. But before that, it's all wondrous and something we don't know.
Yep.
And people immediately go to it doesn't exist. It's not real. Blah blah blah. But then at some points in human evolution, we have determined, oh, this is a thing. This is why. And people go, oh yeah, that was a thing. Like butterflies.
I like how you bring up a real thing like butterflies.
Well, I'll bring
and
up
say because butterflies are real, ghosts.
that was a joke, but brought up in the movie itself, dinosaurs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a good point.
Because
Good
they're
point.
like dinosaurs couldn't possibly exist, and then
And then we realized
bones
they
came
were.
up, just like trolls in this. Oh, can I just mention that they were like, oh, bones. The bones of trolls are made out of ice, and then later it's proved wrong. They're actual bones. Just want to say that. Thanks for the help. Nora makes
Butterflies.
a last attempt to find out the truth about the creature. Tobias notes lead.
Yep. So I didn't get the.
I mean,
Okay, spit it out. I'll just wait. I'll go upstairs and cook my fucking lunch while it takes you
go
to figure
make
out this
another
thing.
coffee.
Maybe you should be drinking coffee without you're stumbling over your fucking words.
Could you imagine? I can't have caffeine anymore. Tobias notes lead them to the royal castle, which this is.
Yeah, this part was.
Well, this is another part where I'm like, oh, they have a castle. It's like it's like the UK, right?
This reminded
like
me
London.
of the Da Vinci Code. Remember that stupid Da Vinci Code movie? This is what this reminded
But
me
it
of.
was nice. It didn't go like into like.
No, didn't go into Uber. It only took up about, I'd say, what, 15 minutes?
Yeah, it was like a quick thing.
But I was like,
let's lead you
eh.
down to the
This
to
is
the basement.
This is where I'm watching a movie. I'm enjoying, and I'm starting to go like this as I'm watching it in my chair.
and then you're like, oh,
Yeah, I'm like, oh, cool, troll skeletons. We're gonna bomb it. And that's right where I fell asleep.
so the prince or king. Admits that trolls did exist, and guess what? There's an ancient burial ground underneath,
The
castle.
palace. Yeah,
Yeah.
Callus.
and that's
I'm pulling a
why
Phil.
the troll is heading there.
I didn't get, and I'm sure they explained it, but so there were two things that I didn't get, and I wasn't gonna rewind, but I don't get why they start flashing them with UV lights. Is it because the bones turn to dust?
It's because they're vampires.
Okay.
The trolls are vampires.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that makes sense. But
Somehow,
why does
I think it's
UV
because the
light?
bones are ice.
But why does UV light hurt him? But
Because
sunlight turns him to stone. Why wouldn't UV light turn him
They
to stone?
do the same thing, but the sunlight is way more powerful.
But why wouldn't he just disintegrate with the sunlight? Because with the UV lights, he's starting to like
Because
fall apart. and
Buffy did it
disintegrate.
too much. So it's more fun to make them into.
I never
a
watched
stone-
Buffy. I've heard so many people talk about this fucking show, and I
You
never
would hate
watched it.
You would hate it. It
I
doesn't
like
age
Sarah
well.
Michelle Gellar.
I love the show. I loved it back then, but if you watch it now, it does not age well,
Really?
and it's slow, especially the
I'm
first.
okay with slow.
bit.
I'm always okay with slow,
You
but
should try
I don't.
You
I
would
don't-
hate Angel.
Probably.
Anyway, so is that what you had a problem with? That's it.
The bombs. I thought the bomb thing was stupid.
The truth about trolls is It's like, fuck you. These
The
mythical,
truth about trolls
these
is
mythical creatures did use. Oh, that's just a typo. Did used to walk the land. When Nora's father got too close to the truth, Sinding had the old man committed to a mental hospital. The royal palace was built on top of the Troll King's palace after the Christians massacred his troll family and left him for dead
and yeah,
inside
but
the
he's
mountain.
not the Troll King. He's one of the babies, right?
He's one of them.
Yeah.
No, because he could be the Troll King.
Effectively, I guess he would be if everyone else is dead.
Because they literally said his family's there,
Right.
but they lured the Troll King to the mountains
Right.
using one of his kids and then buried him there.
So he's one of the kids.
I'm assuming that was the Troll King
See, I
and that
assume
the
he's one of the-
Stinger is the kid.
Oh.
Or the other way around, which
See,
would be more cool because then they can go bigger. Because if that was...
That's what fucking Troll Hunter does. That's why people got to watch
they
Troll
reveal that was the young and the bigger one is the Troll King and you've got this huge giant thing like you see in the trailer or whatever.
Hunter. I like him young and I like him big.
At the starting of this movie, they kind of showed trolls in the mountains.
Yeah, that
And
was
there's
cool.
multiple of them. So where are they?
Young
I'm just saying.
Big. Trolls.
Where was I? Discovering that, okay, this goes into the part where I'm very annoyed at.
All right.
They used one of the troll kids' skulls to lure the Troll King or whatever, the troll.
This is absolutely Jurassic
This is
World.
fucked
Or not
up.
Jurassic World. Lost World.
It's fucked up.
Why?
If your son died and I
Give me a
was
skull.
I was exactly. How fucked up is that?
Ah, they're just trolls. They're not
And
people.
they're trying to be the good guys.
I just love
The good guys are luring this
a
guy
truck,
with the
and
kid's
his
skull.
fucking skull just bop, 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 bop,
It's
bop.
okay because it's a troll.
Yeah. Fuck those trolls. They don't deserve the same rights as the rest of
Awful.
us.
That's just with a troll
Put them in the back of the bus.
kid skull. Jesus Christ.
Oh.
So they lead the troll to this area they set up with UV lights and then blast him with the UV lights and he starts going,
Yeah.
ow, 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 I'm getting a sunburn.
And disintegrating.
No, not yet.
He was,
Oh,
though. He was
little
starting
bit,
to, yeah.
He was getting ashy. and then that's when person who decided to use a kid's skull
She
goes,
literally-
"Oh,
nah.
I have a conscience now."
I love it. She goes, nah, this ain't a good idea.
Fucking idiots. That's bothered me so much. It's just like, really, I'm supposed to feel for you now?
Yeah. I did love, though, how her decision, though. Because it wasn't a big fucking movie moment decision. It was just like, nah, this ain't a good idea.
Let's just turn it off. Don't explain it. Just turn it off.
But I just, she literally is like,
We get
No.
the idea that you're feeling bad. Finally, you're feeling bad after troping around with this stupid
stealing
kid
his
skull.
fucking dead kid's
You
skull.
fucking idiot. I was like, troll can go and kill them all. I couldn't care less. Goodbye, Norway.
All
So-
because of Tiedemann.
So the next funny thing is they're like, oh, we've got a conscience now. Let's turn it off so we can save the troll and do something better. And then sunlight comes out.
The sun comes out of fucking nowhere, man. Like the sun was like hiding
clouds
behind a
open
cloud,
up.
and the clouds
Yeah.
just open.
And
He's like,
troll
"Ah."
dies.
Now, if sunlight kills the troll, wouldn't the fucking troll? Was he distracted by the UV lights? Wouldn't he fucking known that? Oh, it's around the fucking time the goddamn sun comes up.
Wouldn't a better situation be that when the sun comes out, they turn to rock?
And then when the sun goes away, they
they-
become trolls again.
Maybe that ends up opening it up a bit for another movie, right? You think Troll King's back, but then the real Troll King is the bigger one.
How about open up those young, big trolls? I'd watch that movie.
So the Troll King dies. They're all like, "Ha ha!" And it's like they don't
And they're
feel
coming up,
bad.
what name should we call this? I don't know. Tiedemann Rock. And then she's like, no, we'll name it after my dad. Yeah, let's name this troll's corpse after your dad.
Didn't you just feel bad? And because the sunlight killed it and not them.
Oh, that's why. Yeah,
No
it's
problems.
God's fault.
Oh, you caused this issue.
But you know what? It felt like we got to end this somehow. We can't just let the fucking troll hunter already did it. They just let the troll walk away.
Jesus Christ.
They can't just let the troll walk away. So they had this. This ending was stupid. But I feel like it wasn't as everything is destroyed. So this part of New York that we're in, like in Transformers, is obliterated.
That's
but at least
also
we
a
killed
thing
the
you'd
Transformer.
expect to see more destruction in Norway.
That's what I like, though. That they were very
No,
fucking.
he just tippy-toed through Norway
Yep, I like that.
with his small footprints.
I enjoyed it immensely.
Then there was a stinger.
I had a troll.
Did you cut out before the
stone.
stinger?
Oh no, I saw a stinger.
So the stinger is saying basically there's another troll in the mountain,
I like how I thought they would
which was
maybe show it
Teased.
like Godzilla like break out of the rock.
Yeah, I
but
thought
you
it
just
was
hear,
lame.
You hear break and then you hear the screaming. I'm like, nah, man, show it.
But okay, this movie was good.
Mhm.
I want a TV series by Norway that does this movie, but they're going after different fables.
I would rather have a TV
And they got
show
the book from her father.
of Troll Hunter. You should watch Troll Hunter. I am sure you would like it more.
I'm going to now. I want to see if it ties in.
It doesn't. It's not, but it is part
Is
of
it by Norway?
Yeah, and that's what I feel
Maybe
like.
it
I
is.
feel like trolls are such a almost like us with like fucking beavers and mooses and shit, and hockey and Don Cherry.
We love beavers.
So when Canada
We're
makes a
from
movie
Canada.
about Don Cherry, we all treat it as a big deal. Like, hey, like that Don Cherry story that starred Jared Keeso. And
Half
all
of
those
us
guys.
hate Don Cherry.
But the point is, it's like, oh my God, Don Cherry is a Canadian icon for some reason. Maybe this is how they feel about trolls. Like, trolls are a very important part of their heritage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even
I
like,
got that from it. Yeah.
Put it this way, like the
Hence
sorry,
Wonderland.
Sorry, Americans, you stole your land from Indians. Effectively, we all did. But I feel like Canada was a bit, maybe not with recent discoveries of mass grave sites, but I feel like we celebrate the Indian heritage of Canada
Now we do.
better than America might have done it. But my point is, like, the Indian heritage has always been an important part of Canada.
I'm not laughing at Aboriginal heritage. I don't think you can
Whatever.
say Indian now.
I don't know.
But
Whatever it is.
I'm laughing at the fact that Canada is now finally
After we discovered a bunch of
embracing-
graves, we're like, maybe
now
we should be
now we
nicer.
have to. And I find it hilarious. Not hilarious as in like I'm making fun of the Aboriginal, but hilarious that like every single city, every single store, company,
Yeah.
business.
We're on unceded territory.
Yes,
Yeah,
like
fucking
we're
bullshit.
on native Hindi. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, shut up.
But yeah, that's gonna calm down, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm not laughing at Aboriginal people. I'm laughing at the fact that I'm laughing at Canada.
Yeah, I'm laughing at the
Canada being assholes.
effectively the discovered white guilt that we're like, oh my God, we got to start backtracking. But my point is, I believe that Canada has always seen that there was an Aboriginal beginning to India. Oh my God.
Maybe.
To
Never know.
to Canada. And I feel like maybe because we know that's very important to our history, I feel like maybe this is how Norway feels about trolls. Like it's they knew like a lot of fairy tales about trolls were started in their country, like maybe Hans Christian Andersen and Brothers Grimm and stuff like that. Maybe that all started there.
Maybe
So-
it was a thing.
Yeah,
Maybe
so they-
maybe they were Bigfoot.
And I feel like that's why they're very that's why there's shows like Troll Hunter and this movie Troll. I love it. I think they're great. I really, really enjoy this. I enjoyed Troll Hunter. I was thinking of Troll Hunter the entire time watching this. So
The night scenes were actually shot well. I could see things clearly. Even the CG.
that's
like,
right. The
you weren't
fucking
hiding
camera's
shit.
not spinning around and destroying.
It looked
It was
amazing.
so refreshing, man.
They might have done what do you call them? Day to night shots, whatever they're called. Night to day.
Day for night.
Day for night.
Jesus Christ.
Which works out better overall because of lighting and
No, there's some movies that day for night sucked. Barbarian. And
that
Barbarian
comes
has
down to-
day for night shots where you can see the fucking sunlight shadow on the ground when it's supposed to be nighttime.
It's moon. It's the moon.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry.
Because it does a shadow. And of course, I wrote this.
Child skull is fucked up. Yeah.
It was fucked up. So, what would you rate this?
How
out
many
of 10?
trolls out of 10 trolls? I give this 7 trolls and Troll Hunter 8 trolls because Troll Hunter fucking rules.
Yeah, I'll watch Troll Hunter. And
You should.
see what it's like. I'll probably be like, but you never know. I thought this might be and I thought we were getting into like Rob's going to complain about every single little thing. But while I was watching, I was like, oh, this is great, and I would love to see like a TV series going through.
If Rob hates this, he's a fucking idiot.
Going through the father's book, like I think that would be amazing.
I'd watch a movie going through the daughter's underpants
Well,
with Captain Chris.
for how Captain Chris is in this case the paleontologist, the scientist going through and
She's
discovering
looking for bones in Captain Chris's
underpants.
helicopter.
I don't know. I give this a good 8 out of 10. Yeah,
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
It's a great movie, and it's getting a lot of coverage. It's getting a lot of interest.
Did you watch it on a 4K TV?
Yeah.
Especially
Is
the
it 1080p?
opening. The opening doesn't seem like it was shot in 4K.
It might be 1080p.
Yeah, because the opening, I was like, no, this definitely is not 4K. When it started getting towards like city shots and stuff, I'm like, okay, now I can see the resolution. But it definitely, parts of it definitely
when I
feel like 4K.
noticed it on torrenting sites.
No, we didn't torrent it. We
No,
saw
I watched
it on
on
Netflix
Netflix.
only.
But when I noticed it on torrenting sites, because I just like to peruse,
That's right, but never download.
it was all 1080p.
Was it, eh?
Yeah, didn't notice a 4K. I hope that there's a sequel. I wish it was a TV series, but I will take a sequel.
I hope that this stirs up interest in Troll Hunter,
I think Netflix
And
is
then they
going to
have-
pay for the next one.
a sequel starring Macho Man Randy
Chris
Savage,
Pratt.
Troll Hunter.
Chris Pratt,
Oh, this troll is the cream of the crop.
Troll 2, Pratt Attack.
Pratt attack.
He plays the troll.
He plays a troll. Oh,
He was in Jurassic World. There is a connection.
God, Jurassic World. There's 3 movies I can fucking go into a vault and stay there.
Hey, Rob, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
No, that's not how you say goodbye.
Goodbye, and we apologize that you've been watching Watch and Complain. Or we're sorry you've been watching Watch and Complain. Apologies and sorry are
Every
kind of the same
time,
thing.
just sorry, Norway. Unless you think the frickin' troll skull is an okay thing, I think that's fucked up.
Stop crying like a bitch.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.